Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Jeeves here, your old composer here at the Decomposer Lounge, pulling back, dissecting the layers of your favorite tracks. Now, this is a brand new release from Rivers of Nihil. Nihil? Forgive me, old composer. Yes, I have done, I think, a track or two on them already, but I'm old, a little bobo, I'm very forgetful, so thank you very much for being kind to me and not jumping on me for sometimes mispronouncing some of the names. But I look forward to this. I remember really enjoying what I heard back then, so it did pop up as a suggestion, but when I went to go look at the Metal Blade Records page, I realized they just released something, so I figured why not jump on something brand new and see what they sound like now. So, like usual, you guys know that these videos do not monetize my channel. I make donut holes on any commercials that play here. So if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, super cool beans, the link will be down below. Link will be down below for this video that you see that I'm watching, as well as the headsets, AKG 240s. And if you want the Patreons have become very, very fun because I'm about to produce a track with a 7-string guitar, and the members in Patreon are going to help me produce this and write things. It's going to be a real fun journey. As a matter of fact, I just put my very first metal riff idea thingy on there. So if you want to just go, you don't want to buy me a cup of coffee because, yeah, that's not, but you want something for your money, you could just jump in for 1 month. You know, grab, read, watch all the things that I've done already and dig out. Anyhow, hey, that was my marketing spiel. All right. Everybody's got to do it, right? I'm watching all my favorite channels do it, like Punk Rock MBA and Rick Beato and all that. I figured, well, why not? I got my little spiel. All right, guys, let's do this. Rivers of Nihil, the void from which no sounds escape. That's a hell of a title. Let's do this. All right. All right, I got to stop this here. Wow, what a great entrance. You know, one of the things that now, because I'm not, I don't have a history of the band, but when you have bands that expand many years, you can hear the growth and change in their performance ability, their musicianship, their composition, their arrangements, the engineering. What I love about this, and I usually don't, I try not to watch videos when I'm listening because I'm listening, but that opening piano was really cool, but they obviously had it either doubled with another, like a keyboard or something to give it the unique sound that it was. It was very kind of this really somber, but kind of a daunting little pattern that was going on there. And as it built, once the drums came in, I was really kind of set back because I loved what they did with the engineering, which was pulled back, and they kept what I was going, wow, check that out. They kept kind of like an ethereal or church or cathedral kind of hall on there. And then I turned to look at the video, and it's like, it's matching the sound of the production, and that opening is matching what I'm seeing here. So that kind of helped me a little bit, believe it or not, because I kind of looked in there and I really was able to connect with this. So the video really represented that. And then when I'm watching the bass player doing his tapping arpeggiation, it's obviously not in your face. It's not out front. And because I'm watching the video, I'm going, oh, okay, is that what that is? I hear a sequence back there, but I couldn't determine whether it was something outside of the scope of the band with production, which means they do it in the studio, maybe with some kind of a sequence or something. But I watched both musicians on the video. Not saying that everything that you hear is exactly what we see until you get to go see them live. Then what I really love about that whole opening is the fact that whatever it was that the artist, the performer, the singer was singing, hard left, hard right split with a really unique, dark, heavy kind of engineering and stuff. But everything was really saturated in that cathedral vibe. And what's great about that is what really determins that for me, at least for what little I know, since I wasn't there when it was made, is when you listen to the kick in that opening, the kick drum, it actually has a reverb on it, as if intentionally recorded in a cathedral, and they caught that. Now, whether or not they put that in post, I don't know, but I loved it. And then, of course, they do what I think I was a little more familiar with and expecting with. If they turned up the power, they really lit it up here. And then actually the kit dried up. So the snare may have still stayed in that kind of cathedral vibe, but it sounded like the kick dried up, meaning like they may have removed the reverb or something if it was manually in post, if it was set up in there. But I love this so far. And like I said, I'm trying not to watch the video, but the video's great too. So let me go back a little bit and we'll continue on. All right, before we get into another passage, that was sick the way in production, however I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall as they were writing this. Coming back in that really super lush, they dropped all that energy, that powerful, metal energy that I was, okay, this to me sounds like something that I heard them do before, but it was just, crunchy, punchy, powerful, and, balls to the wall performance going on there. But the dynamics of them completely dropping out into that soft pad, and it got all kind of, this is not a word I would actually use necessarily in describing a metal band and stuff, but it got lush. And what I mean by that is they have these long reverbs and halls on these guitar sounds that are holding a constant kind of ambient vibe through it. But it's all created by the musicians and the guitars and stuff. That bass line, you saw me, I got all like kind of Cobra, kind of vibe on it, because I love that bass line where you see me doing that. He is holding his own melody there. while the vocalist is just doing an unbelievably killer job. Just insane to set that mood and to set that tone of that passage. You know, that was absolutely mental. Now we're going to get ourselves back into a little bit of probably something totally different here. This has been a great journey so far. Let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry, I got to stop that there. First of all, did you just see me just completely I got full-blown chicken skin on that turnaround, and that was just insane. The saxophone on this is absolutely stunning. I'm going to go back a little bit. We're going to get myself back into this. Something I want to bring up really quick. First of all, the drumming in this is absolutely incredible. I'm one of those guys that I pick up on the details of the ghost notes. You know, the nuances of things, you know. I mean, we don't, you know, I'm far enough along into my channel reactions where, you know, celebrating the musicians and their abilities is beyond anything more than I can say. We already know how great they are. What they do with their talents is what every album they continue to push certain limits is what we all hope that they do and bring us something new. I love how the drummer is approaching all of his nuances and little dynamics. Like I said, the ghost notes, but here's something I want to bring out really quick before I completely melt off on this sax. The guitar solo, super clean, super tasteful. A lot of reverb on it, and at first I'm thinking, man, is that, you know, there could be a pre-delay on that reverb or something. And what a pre-delay is for the pure listener is, let's say this is the note, but then the reverb doesn't actually take effect until a determined amount of time after that. So if the pre-delay is 0, then echo. If it's let's just say a half a second pre-delay, it would go. I don't know why I just said it could have been a fart noise or whatever, but that's a pre-delay. And or they could use slight delays on this. But what I thought was really unique about this is by virtue of the video, I was able to go, wow, you know, listen, by looking and saying what great patterns and stuff. But it was really pulled back in the mix. And then in this heavier part, right before the saxophone player, you know, lights us up. Listen, go back and listen through that and listen. The guitar, there is some sick sweeps going on back there, but you really have to kind of close your eyes and just listen for it, and you'll hear that happening, but it's really pulled back. You know, so I believe that they want this to be, this presentation to be this complete, like, ambient metal journey kind of stuff. Now, I got to go back. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back a little bit more than I normally would, just so I can catch our saxophone guy again, because that's incredible. Here we go. Wow. Super trippy, man. I normally would have cut it off, before that, but I enjoyed this so much. There's no two ways about it. I want to just make sure that the creds roll for the video on this because I thought it was great. This was unbelievable. I really, really, really enjoyed this. This is no bullshit here. Well, I never bullshit because I don't care. This is my channel. I do what I do, right? For me, one of the great things about being an older guy, even though I know people go, you don't look that old. Trust me, when you get into your 60s, here's the secret is just don't ever shower. That's the whole thing. Keep the oils on the face. No, I'm kidding. I'm not, but I'm kidding. But I am. The trajectory of musicianship, compositions, arrangements, engineering, when you listen to bands, it's really kind of a cool thing. If you listen to maybe your favorite band, their first couple of albums, especially if they've been around for 15, 16, 17 years plus, and what they sound like now, and just by virtue of even the changing of the gear, the engineering, and then maturing as musicians and stuff like that, brings out, it just brings out brand new forms of artwork. In this case, this was absolutely wonderful, and the dynamics and taking us through the arrangements this way was a complete journey. This was almost 7 minutes. I made it longer, but there's no two ways about it. The saxophone playing there was beautiful, but yet it was still kept in the pocket of being a metal performance because they had the guitar that came in and saddled right below the solo after the first, I don't know, maybe 8 bars when he was just kind of on his own while the guitar players were playing, some picking configurations that were washed out in reverb and stuff like that. Anyhow, look, I'm going on and on and on. That's because this is my first super cup of my Death Wish coffee. Every now and then I get a big kick. And then, of course, I really wreck it by putting in vanilla nut creamer. All the coffee drinkers just went, no! All right, guys, listen. You guys have a great weekend. Please check out my Patreon. You'll hear my very first riff, if you decide to join there, and, the journey on that. The link will be down below for Patreon. This video that I just reviewed. Also for the headsets and what else? Oh, and the cup of coffee. You guys take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to your comments. Aloha. All right.